That led to a 37.9% increase in imports during Q1, which subtracted 4.66% from the headline GDP number. Well, then in Q2, we saw a complete reversal of that as imports actually fell 30.3% and added 5.18% to the headline GDP number. That's not normal. Trade normally does not move the GDP number by 5.5%. I mean, that is a very strange anomaly, I'm going to say. That is not going to happen, I don't think, for the remainder of the year. I think it is going to subside quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we should get more clarity on what's going to be happening with tariffs. We're seeing more trade deals coming on, and a lot of this stuff, April was really crazy as far as tariffs and trade goes. So people were trying to get in front of it. Now we've been in it for a couple of months. Okay, well, maybe it's not going to be as bad as we thought. There's still some uncertainty. There's still some volatility, but, companies and the decision makers are getting a little bit more comfortable with, with the environment that they're in. So shouldn't be as volatile on those GDP numbers and the influence that trade is having on that going forward.
Yeah, and I mean, we talk about trade. Trade also, I think, did bleed into private inventory builds. Obviously, companies were building up inventory and then kind of working through that inventory in Q2. I should say they're building up that inventory in Q1 and worked through it in Q2. This also caused a lot of volatility in the last two periods, considering it did add 2.59% to the headline number in Q1. That is, again, the change in private inventories. But then it subtracted 3.17% from the headline number in Q2, as again, many businesses were likely working through that excess inventory. And this is where it's just so strange, right? I mean, inventories, trade, normally not going to move the needle that much on GDP, especially since we're a consumption-driven economy. Normally, that's what you want to look at with GDP. Normally, that's what's going to move the needle on GDP. But these last two quarters, it's just been so confusing, and you really had to dig into the meat of the details here because there's so much noise with the trade and inventory builds that really distorted, I'd say, the headline numbers.
Yeah.